Hello YouTube, this is Insane Monster, and we are here for part 15 of What If Asta was Igneel's son. Now then, if you've been paying attention, this is more or less going to be the stopping point of this What If for quite some time until the anime can make a good bit more content. So, I do hope you have enjoyed this series. Also, keep in mind... Also, if you haven't seen any of the past videos, I recommend you go do so now so that you are all caught up with the entire story, which may take a while. So, with that being said, thank you for sticking with me for this story. Thank you for enjoying the story, for all that I've put into it, and thank you for the support. With all that said, before we start, you know what. Hit it. Okay then. Now, as the Black Bulls go reporting to Yami, he is told about what they were figuring out about the Heart Kingdom, figuring that they need to learn more about the devils and their curses, since Igneel's warning wasn't exactly that clear. The dragon part was already a problem. The devil part was even larger when combined. So yeah. They also showed off they showed off Luck, who was trembling after seeing somebody. He tells them what they saw. A man in the Diamond Kingdom surrounded by his enemies, just beaten and bloodied. They saw bones come out of his body, those bones radiating with black lightning, and such a dark feeling of mana that it was terrifying. As this became a real problem, Yami tried to check and see if there was a way, but not for them. The entire border between the Heart and Clover Kingdom was layered with trap spells, and they couldn't get in without being detected, and that would cause an international incident. Their country was still pretty wrecked from what happened, and they couldn't afford causing more trouble with a war with another country if they already had to deal with some evil dragon called Agnologia and the devils that he seems to be working with. As Noel brings up that Mimosa actually spent time in the Heart Kingdom, so there is a way in there, but they'd have to go and ask her about it. So, yeah. Asta, Noel, and Finro go off to the Golden Dawn's hideout to talk to Mimosa. As that goes on as in canon, as well as Finro meeting his brother and pronouncing that he will marry Lady Finis, I believe her name was, as Longris brings up his so-called curse about being attracted to every woman he practically sees, remarking that he won't make a really good fiance, causing him to yell out that he will conquer this no matter what, with Longlis just sighing, thinking, why? Just why was he picked to be a dragon? As he walks away from his ranting brother, with a now headache, as Mimosa told them the details, that they'd actually have to sail into the Heart Kingdom, and they would need to get access. Unfortunately, this was only allowed with 4 people. Nero going along, obviously in bird form for cover. Yami told Asta that if things go south, turn into a dragon and get everyone out. As he understood, and got onto the boat, as they all instantly regretted it. With Finral puking over the side, he states, Asta, I'm happy I'm stronger now, but I seriously want to kill you right now for this. As he just rose up, Noel and Mimosa hanging over the sides, as they're remarking, please make it stop. As Asta has an idea, flaring up his wings to fly above the boat, stating, oh, that's so much better. With Thermal thinking, oh yeah, we can do that. After all that's happened, they each have their wings to fly on, as they just end up hovering. While entering the mist of the Heart Kingdom, things look kinda odd, as they find themselves now within the Heart Kingdom. That is a place filled to the brim with mana. And the forests just look huge with incredibly tall trees. Though the locals seem to be looking at them kind of strangely since they have wings coming out of their back. But if it's that or vomiting constantly, I think they'll take the stairs. As the spirit guardian Gaga ended up landing right on the boat, seeing what was going on. A little confused, he states, Lady Mimosa? As he just smirked, stating yes. Sorry, it's a lot's happened, and now things like boats kinda make us feel ill. As he's just thinking, what is going on here? Never mind. Just follow what the queen said. As he invites them into the Heart Kingdom, revealing that the entrance was now being created through a path of water magic, explaining that the Heart Queen is doing this and controls the mana of the entire area. Being very surprised by this, of how much mana she's controlling. A complete countrywide mana zone that acts as a barrier. As they were going, the spirit guardian offers them drinks, as they did so without much question, tasting very sweet. As the spirit guardian mentioned, I do apologize, but there is something we need you for. As he looks at Asta, he's encased by water and dragged away. He thinks about breaking out, but then senses the key of this mana. The key in the feeling of this mana. Keep in mind, he was trained in magic combat by Merely Leona. He can sense hostility in magic itself. And with the training he got from Yami involving ki, he can sense it even further. This water wasn't trying to hurt him. It was weird. So he didn't really fight it, but he didn't want to partially drown. So he burned it away as he yelled out, if you want me to come see you, all you had to do was ask. Fully enveloping his body in the half-dragon form, scales and all. Though refraining from going full dragon, as a last resort. He hasn't even tried it yet, and doesn't want to risk uh, being used as a beacon to bring Agnologia right to them. As a bird of water floated up to Asta, stating, "Follow me then." As he was following it, Mimosa, Finro, and Noel ended up chasing after them flying. As the spirit guardian Gaga, sorry, Gaja, yes, that's his name. As the spirit guardian Gaja ended up getting in front of them. He's flying in midair without a spell or anything, Finro remarked. As this was surprising, as he then begins shooting lightning. They evade, as he also creates some type of runes. With their aerial superiority in this manner, with their wings, they are able to get much more done. As Mimosa creates her plant dragon plant dragon magic, draconic hydra cannon, as multiple dragon necks with their heads come up from the ground, opening their mouths, firing off a barrage. Gaja looks at this, seeing that Mimosa has definitely gotten more powerful. Perhaps stage 1, maybe. As Mimosa comes right towards him, creating her Valkyrie armor, seeing that this needs to end quickly, attacking straight at him. When he goes to fire off lightning, all that ends up happening is that she moves around it. As he evades her attack, most likely is stage 1 as well. As he lifts up his hand, stating, "Now I think it's time to show you the magic I use." As the runes begin to form in the sky, a circle appears with a mighty storm cloud, as he remarks that they use the power of nature's mana itself. As he goes to bring the lightning down on them, General creates a gate that sends his mighty attack at him. When he goes and sees where they are, they're gone, out of sight, as 3 portals have emerged. Noel using Sea Dragon's Wrath, firing a dragon attack at him that grips him, as 2 other portals are behind him, with Mimosa and Finro coming out, with Mimosa stating, "Plant Dragon Roar! Cosmic Dragon Roar!" As he's hit by this, he is taking some damage, as he just smirked, stating, "Interesting. Can you handle this?" Wanting to further test them, as they float in the air with him in the area, he creates 2 magic circles for double blast. As he sends the lightning at them, Finro panics, wondering what to do. As some part of his new dragon powers has an instinct that causes him to go right in front of the lightning and eat it. With Noel saying, "Are you crazy?" As he's choking it down his throat, swallowing it. He feels off. Keep in mind that massive attack was fueled by the mana of nature. It's multi-purposed, and it's highly adaptable. The same kind of insane adaptability that dragon magic pretty much thrives on. As Finral's eyes begin to glow with lightning, he bursts with an odd form of cosmic dragon magic that looks like clouds coming off of him, and a mixture of lightning with it. He smirks, stating, "Ah, I guess my body knew better than I did, huh?" As he smirks, stating, as he breathed in, "Cosmic Storm Dragon, roar!" Firing off a storming cosmic roar. As he was able to defend against this, Gaija stood still in the advantage here, as he thought they had serious power, though it seems to be quite rough around the edges, from what I can tell. Otherwise, they might have actually caused more serious damage than just this. As he smirked, going straight towards them, appearing in a flash, stating, "I apologize. We only wanted to test you, just like the boy." Surprised by this, Mimosa asked, "What do you mean?" As we go back to Asta, who is led to what looks like some kind of hollowed out portion of the land. As the water bird leads him down there, he sees some sort of water knight, stating, "So, you're the interesting dragon who's possessed by a devil." Looking at this, Asta just smirks, stating, "Sorry, I've already had that checked. I'm not under the cursed weg. So, I guess I'm not possessed. Wanna try again?" As he just smirked. With the knight going at him, he pulls out the sword and destroys it, stating, "I don't really have time for this." As more come from all around, he hacks and slashes with his swords, each in a hand. And when one tries to come from behind, he covers his tail in flames, striking it, causing the water knight to boil in the steam, causing it to disappear. This is when Undyne shows up, the water spirit, as she states, "Magic nullification? How are you still alive? Normally, something like that would end up killing you far before you were able to use such things." As she's wondering why he isn't dead, he smirks, stating, "I don't think I need to give my attacker an explanation, do you?" As he just smirked, stating, "Oh dear boy, you misunderstand your place here. You're surrounded by my power, and I control this area, filling the entire place with water swirling around, dragging Asta." As she can tell, that Asta doesn't have much control over the anti-magic, as he is then shackled by water chains, dragged under. He then starts to get annoyed as he flares up his flames, with Undyne stating, "You do realize that water beats fire, right?" As the flames turn crimson, burning even hotter, the water begins to rapidly evaporate to such a degree that the area around Asta is completely untouched by water. And any water that comes even remotely close to him evaporates. As he takes the Demon Slayer sword and turns into his Black Blaze Asta mode, going directly for where he senses that key coming from, breaking through the barrier as Undyne goes to attack, only to be met with a new spell from Sekre, who untransforms from her bird form, stating, "I think that's enough. Sealing bone dragon magic. Eternal fossil cage." As Undyne is sealed within what looks like a cage made out of dinosaur bones. As he just bursts through, expecting to find the Heart Queen, but finding a statue in a chair. Looking around, he sees what appears to be a girl in glasses and pajamas, with Undyne sighing, remarking, Your Highness, you really should wear your proper queen garb and not pajamas." As Undyne was able to get out of as Undyne was able to get out of the mess that they were just in from Sekre's, well, cage, more or less, finding that it's still not finished. To Sekre's dismay. As he lands down on the ground, she asked what was all this about, as now they do have to actually tell her. And asks that they do wait until their friends get there. Upon the spirit guard grabbing his friends and bringing them to the queen, as she gets ready, obviously tripping over her own clothes, falling on her face pretty spectacular. She introduces herself as Lulu Pachinka, which hopefully I said that name right. With all this, the queen introduces herself and also shows off her curse when Asta asked that they were coming here because they found out that a huge, powerful curse was in the Heart Kingdom. To Undyne's dismay, that she would just be so nonchalant about this, and so off the fact that she is cursed by a devil and that she'll most likely die in about a year. With everyone gathered, the whole situation is explained as in canon. As they tried to inform Yami, which did not go well considering he was on the toilet. Though Mimosa luckily had a magic device to send the message to Marks and the Wizard King. Which the Queen did reveal that she already knew about what happened to Julius, at least partially. Upon Julius emerging on the screen, Marks freaked, only to be told that the Queen already knew. As this just made it a little okay, but not that much. As information was exchanged, Asta thought about something. Something that Lux said while they were talking. He had to ask the Heart Queen, Lolo Pachinka, if she's ever heard of any magic that produced black lightning. She explains that she does have a wealth of knowledge from previous queens, so she could try to look, only to be stopped in her tracks when she recognizes something's broke through their barrier. As they feel it coming right towards them, Asta smirked, stating, "Oh, it's fine, and we know who this is." As the spirit guard prepares for a fight, a man lands right at the door, walking in. Red hair, a big grin and red marking, laughing, stating, "Huh, I was already planning on coming here for some knowledge about some magic. I didn't expect you kids to be here either." With everyone from the Clover Kingdom shocked about who this is, the Queen and Spirit Guardian confused, and Asta just laughing, stating, "What's up, Dad?" As just Lala Pachinka just states, wait, what? You know him? He's your... What? As he introduces himself. Igneel Dragneel, Fire Dragon King. With her stating, wait, you've been dead for... Wait, Igneel's been dead for 500 years, from what I know. As he laughs, stating, not quite. As he explained the whole story, and how him, his wife, got their new bodies, as well as all the other elves, how they sent Asta into the future with forbidden magic. As she is just, what? As then Igneel states, you said something about black lightning, right? Asta wondering, how did you, pointing at his ears, better than you may think, referring to his hearing, as he thinks, stating, it's troubling. One of the three strongest devils that are working with the humans in the Spade Nation are actually went to the Diamond Kingdom and wrecked it. It's troubling enough. Though, from what you're describing, seems as though they got their hands on a book that allowed them to transfer that form of ancient magic to them. The Heart Queen stating, wait, what? I've heard some ancient magic that can be transferred to somebody, boosting their abilities and even gaining a second element, but what kind of magic produces black lightning? He thinks for a moment and states, this is annoying. It seems as though the devils got their hands on Godslayer magic. That kind of stuff is highly dangerous. The main purpose of it is to fight things that could be considered in the realm of the divine. So you can imagine how dangerous it is that somebody who's possessed by a devil has it. From what I know, there's only supposed to be 3 in existence. And if there's 3 of the devils in the Spade Nation that seem to be the strongest, that's troubling. Gulping, he mentions... She mentions the devil that cursed her. The devil that they were worried about, and that, well, most, that they were just scared to have to deal with. A cursed devil named Majukula. As Igneel thought for a moment, stating that, well, if that's one of the stronger ones, then they at least have 2 others of about equal strength on their side, and a good number of lesser ones among their warriors, from what I can sense. As this was actually worse than she thought, and the fact that it was a possibility that not only one, but all 3 had this Godslayer magic to go along with it made things so much worse. As Igneel looked at her confused, then looked at Asta. Wait, did you not tell her about what I gave you? Wait, I haven't really gotten a chance to look at it, but, taking his bag, reaching in to pull out another bag. The one that Igneel gave him after that mess at the Capitol. Asking, so you said these could help us fight them, right? Pulling out one that had a mark in it. as Igneel smirked, stating, "Yep, that's it. That's that's a mark of the ancient magic known as Devil Slayer magic. Thought it might come in handy." With wide-eyed, she stood up, the queen stating, "Devil Slayer magic?" Igneel laughing as he begins to explain. There are actually three different types of ancient Slayer magic. Dragon Slayer. This magic gives the user the ability of a dragon, though ultimately it has an end result of turning that individual into a dragon themselves. Originally, it was created during the Dragon Civil War to help out the ones that wanted to side with humans, increase their numbers in combatants that could deal damage to dragons. As he continued, he then stated, though the other two aren't quite the same. Devil Slayers won't actually turn into devils, and God Slayers won't actually turn into gods. Those Slayer magics are more or less just something that assists them in fighting those within those realms. As he gestures for the bag, Asta tossing it to him as he lists off the ones that they have in there. Three of them. He lists off the Ice Devil Slayer magic mark, Flame Devil Slayer, and lastly, Lightning Devil Slayer. As the spirit guardian smirked, stating, "That could turn the tide." As Igneel put it back in his bag and threw it back to Asta, stating, "I'm trusting you to pick who's gonna get it." As they continued the talk with the Wizard King, who was just excited in the background hearing all this about the three ancient Slayer magics, as they came to an agreement to work together in order to fight the Spade Nation and their devils. So now the Knights of the Clover Kingdom had to go back home so that they could fill in their superiors about the development. Though before they left, Asta had to ask, "Why are you here, Dad?" Igneel then remembered, "Oh yes, I came here to ask the Heart Queen about information on wide scales concealment magic." Thinking, "Wait, so you guys are all settled?" "Yes. The strong magic region we're in will hide us pretty well, but we want to increase our chances. And the Heart Queens tend to collect all of their knowledge, passing it down from one queen to the next. Kind of like a giant library inside of them. I honestly don't think after so long that even if she spent her entire life looking through all that information, she might die before she ends up knowing it all personally." Seeing that as kind of a scary thought, as he wished his dad good luck and to say hello to his mom in Natsu form. Igneel smirked and got to his meeting about the knowledge of wide-scale concealment magic, which they were able to get, as he did leave with them being very confused. The talk did go on as in canon pretty similar despite the changes about explaining the stages of magic and why they needed individuals like Asta and Sekre who are part of the arcane stage, as well as Yami and the rest. They needed them to get as high in the ranks as possible to stage 1 or stage 0 in order to fight the devils. So, bringing that information back to the Clover Kingdom, as the captains met, Julius came in his kid form, bringing Dementio with him, as he was asked to proceed over this meeting as a representative of the Magic Parliament. But there was also an extra guest, Mary Leona, brought here upon Asta's request. They were given the detail that there are three devils within the Spade Nation that are the most superior among their forces, one of them being a devil named Majukula. Although we don't know if the one who attacked the Diamond Kingdom is the devil user of Majukula, they also seem to have access to the power of a ancient form of Slayer magic known as God Slayer. Asta chimed in on this, stating, if we were to refer to it as a type of category of magic in combination alone, it would probably be considered demonic God Slayer magic. As this was pretty unnerving to hear. Of course, they did question on what they should do. After explaining the training that they would have to go through for the next 6 months, detailing that the Queen can only give us that amount of time to train as many Magic Knights as they can to the first or 0 stage, and that Asta and Sekre would be key points in this fight, meaning they had to train as hard as they could. Looking at each other, they understood. But, of course, Jack had to ask something. And how do we deal with that whole God Slayer magic thing? Can our dragons eat their magic? As Julius stated something that Igneel said about it, that there was only one particular instance of somebody with Dragon Slayer magic being able to eat God Slayer magic of the same type. And they had to literally get rid of all the mana in their body from their magic in order to eat the flames of the God Slayer magic in order to use it. Which was, all in all, a risky gamble to begin with that could have killed them. So not exactly the best choice. Jack stating, damn, that's crazy. What do we do? Julius gestures at Asta as he stands up, holding the bag with the Devil Slayer marks. As a knock came at the door, Julius states, oh yes, I almost forgot we were also waiting on somebody else. Looking at William, he stated, oh yes, he had to take care of something before coming here. I do apologize. As Yuna walked in, giving his salute, asking why is he here and at a meeting for the captains and such. After explaining the situation to him, he still wonders why he's here. Asta smirked as he reached into the bag, taking out the 3 crystals with the Devil Slayer marks. As he states, these are Devil Slayer marks. My dad gave them to me after that whole incident in the Shadow Palace. More or less, I'm going to be handing these out to people who I think can use them the best. As he pulls out the Demon Slayer sword, I already got something that can help deal with them, so I don't need it. But if we're thinking on talent, power, and those who could probably make the most out of it, I think I know who to give it to. Tossing one to Yuno and Noel, stating, Yuno, one Lightning Devil Lacrima. Or, Lightning Devil Mark. Looking at this, he states, what? Asta remarking, well, you already have Storm Dragon mode. This will pretty much just make Demonic Storm Dragon mode. It will help fight the devils pretty well. As he smirks, stating, Well, I suppose this will be useful in the fight. Being a bit smug about it, causing Asta to laugh, with Noel stating, "What did you just give me?" Asta pointing at the Devil Slayer mark, stating, "Ice Devil Slayer magic." Combined with your water magic, I guess it'd be considered demonic Arctic Dragon Slayer magic. Looking at this, he asked, "Are you sure?" Asta smirking, stating, "Yeah, your magic is best suited for it, and I think you can handle it just fine." As for the last one, he looked over at Mary Leona, who was asked to be there, and he just tossed over the last one to her. Legolion smirking, stating, "I suppose that makes sense. Giving one to, by far, one of our fiercest combatants does make sense. And since he has a dragon lacrima in her, it makes even more sense." Looking at it, she asked, "Which one is this?" Asta remarking, "Plain Devil Slayer magic. Combined with your Sun Dragon, we got a demonic Sun Dragon Slayer. And I couldn't think of anybody else who would be best suited to fight with it. You're way too stubborn to really give up, so you'll be a nightmare for those devils." As he just laughs, Mary Leona walking up to him, bop, smack him on the head, stating, "Don't be so smug." Looking at her, she just wraps her arm around his shoulder, stating, "But thanks." As Julius now brings in the old captain of the Purple Orcas, giving them the rundown on what him and his former squad member that got kicked out were doing, stealing the treasure from the Shadow Palace, which they were not happy about, as he makes him an offer, earn a profit for them to help rebuild the kingdom, as well as make a profit for their efforts in the war. As he agrees because he's really not in the position to say no to this. As Yami and Jack hold up their blades against him, stating, "You better behave yourself." As Julius then remarks, "And to also help, we will be needing to cut your pay in half, so I do hope you don't mind." Everyone raising their hands on this. As the captains who were possessed didn't actually try to have themselves punished for anything, since they felt a little less guilty knowing that this whole thing started from everybody, both humans and elves, being manipulated by a devil. So they felt somewhat less guilty, but still guilty nonetheless. But wanting to take responsibility by fixing what they made a mess of, rather than just getting kicked out of the Magic Knights. As the meeting was over, they were told to go out there and train like their lives depend on it, because it most likely does. Back at the Spade Kingdom, we see a man with long blue spiky hair, blue markings all over his body, dark skin, sitting at a table with three individuals with black hair and dark markings on their faces. As he states, "So, what now?" As the leader with the crown on his head stating, "We have a bit of a schedule to keep, and I think it may be more interesting. We've only seen glimpses of their movements, but I think if we let them prepare, we'll make it all the more fun to crush them underneath our boots." don't you think? As we see Dante's face, who more or less is the current king of the Spade Nation, with his two siblings by his side smirking and laughing, as the man across the table, Agnologia, smirks, stating, "Fine, but long as we keep our ends of the deal, right?" With Dante stating, "Oh, don't worry. Once our plan comes to fruition, this world will be destroyed. And I'm sure you'll have plenty of individuals to fight. Your heart's content, destroy them, or be destroyed." Agnologia smirking, stating, "Oh, I don't plan on getting destroyed. But this plan helps with my goals faster. So, once it's over, it's a free-for-all. Understand?" Dante smirking, stating, "I wouldn't have it any other way." As we now end this part of the What If, I do hope you have enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys later.